This is Anil with a video tutorial for the Learning Lad on C programming. So in this video tutorial we're gonna see a switch statement in C. So in programming, when you have a lot of options available and depending on your input you have to execute the statements of that one of the options, then you can use this switch statement in programming. So this is the syntax of this switch statement. First we have to write the keyword switch, then a parenthesis, then between that parenthesis we need to write the expression. So this expression must result in some integer value. So then a pair of curly braces, and within that curly braces you have to write the case statements or your options. So here case constant 1 is a case 1, or we can say that option 1, and the statements will be executed if this expression results in the value specified here or in case 1. Then if that expression results in a value specified in this case 2, then the statements of this case 2 will be executed. Similarly, you can write as many case statements you want. And the last thing is, if none of these case constants match with your expression result, then the default block will be executed. So let's see how we can use this switch statement in our program. Here, for the demonstration purpose, we're gonna create a variable which is of type integer, and I'm gonna call it as number. Then we're gonna write our switch statement. So it's gonna be switch, then the expression, then a pair of curly braces. So here I told that this expression must result in some integer value. So you can write an integer number here, or you can write an expression which is gonna result in some integer value. You can write number mod 2, or number divided by 2, number plus something, number minus something, anything that must be an expression and it must result in some integer value. So here I'm simply gonna write the number. So now whatever the value will be specified in this variable number, this switch is gonna search for the case with the value specified in this number. So first we're gonna create a case, then let's say 1. If our number variable contains the value 1, then the switch is gonna search for the case with the constant or the value 1. So if our number is 1, then we are writing the case for that. So here we need to write the statement. So for the demonstration purpose, we can write a printf statement, and we're gonna say 1. Next we're gonna write case 2 and case 3. So I'm gonna copy this and paste it here and here. So now we're gonna make this one as case 2, and we're gonna say 2, and here we're gonna make this one as case 3, and we're gonna say 3. So now we have 3 options or 3 case statements, and depending on this number value, if that number matches any of these values specified with this case, the statements inside that case will be executed. So make a note that after the case and the constant we are adding a colon here, so in every case. So if our number matches none of these case constants, then the default block will be, or the default case will be executed. It's going to be default, then a colon, then we write the statement. So I'm going to copy this and paste. So I'm going to say default. So save it. Now I'm going to assign this number with a value of, let's say, 3. Save it, compile it, and run it. So it says 3, then it says default. So I'm gonna close it. Let's make it a value of around 1. Save it, compile it, and run it. It says 1 2 3 default. That's because our number value containing the value 1, so this expression will result in the value 1, and the switch is gonna execute the statement of this case 1. It just printed 1. Then there is no way that the control will come out of this switch statement here. That's why it just continued to execute this switch. So it executed 2, then it executed 3, then it executed default, and then it came out. So what we want to do now is we want to come out of this switch once any one of these case statement will be executed. For example, when our number is 1, we want only this printf statement within this case 1 to be executed. For that purpose, we can use a break statement here. So what this break statement is going to do is, when this printf statement or the statements of this case 1 will be executed, or a particular case will be executed, this break is going to take the control out of this switch, and it will continue to execute the other statements in the program. So I'm going to copy this and add in every case. And another thing is, this break statement is not necessary for this default case. That's because if you're writing this default case at the end, then eventually the control will come out of this switch statement here. So I'm not gonna add this break here. Now save it, compile it and run it. It says 1, then the break is there, that's why it's gonna come out of this switch. So another thing is, if this expression matches none of the case we specified, let's say we have a value of 5 and we haven't specified the case for the value 5, that's why a default block will be executed. Compile and run, it says default. So now the last thing I want to teach you in this tutorial is, this case constant need not to be in ascending order or descending order. You can write it as you want. So I'm gonna cut this one from here, and I'm gonna specify it here. So first we have case 3, then case 1, case 2, so no problem. I'm gonna make this one to 2, save it, compile and run. It produces the same result. So this is it. This is about the switch in C. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I see you in the next tutorial.